Alright, hey everybody, welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and thank you for joining us here today on the live stream. So today what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about creating a custom page that will allow people who visit your website to preview the products that you offer, maybe the print sizes that you offer and things like that. And then we're going to let them see the pricing of our prints and products, but only after they give us our email address. If this is your first time watching the live stream, or if you're a return viewer, just say hi to us in the chat. Let us know where you're from. I'm always glad to have you guys hanging out with us. Glad to have Kayla today helping me in the chat moderate, so everybody make sure to say hi to Kayla. Let's just go ahead and jump right into setting this up. So we're going to be working in custom pages. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to get our print product information. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to go to selling right here, and we're going to pull this information from our price list. If you've got a pretty small price list, it would be pretty easy to copy or just to sit there and look at your products that you offer and type it out. If you've got a pretty extensive price list, that process is going to take a long time, and I would really not want to spend time copying things and typing it out when I can just copy and paste it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the price list right here. We're going to pick the price list out that we want to do, or we want to use, which is this one right here. And what I'm going to do is hit this export button right here. So when this loads right here, there's going to be an export button over here. Right here, and what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to download this price list as a CSV file. So I'll get all the information that's contained in there nice and in one space, and I can just copy it, and I don't have to look over it at a price list and type it out on on whatever I'm presenting it on. So we'll click this export button, and I'm just going to hit download the CSV, and we're just going to save that really quick. So let me just save that. Alright, now that I've got that CSV file downloaded, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load it up into Google Sheets. You guys can probably open it in Microsoft Excel if you're not using Google Sheets, or Numbers. We just need to open it so that we can copy the information that's contained in it. So right here is Google Sheets. And this is what that CSV file is going to look like. It's going to have all these different columns of information right here. And today what we're after is we're after the products or the prints that we offer. So now that we've got this opened up in Google Sheets, what I'm going to do with this information is I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to put it on an image, because I want to use it and show it as an image in a custom page. So I've got Photoshop open right here. And I've got this image that I've already created here, and let me show you the dimensions of this image. If I go to image and image size right here, let me pull this over so you guys can see it. So the width of this image is 900 and the height is 960 pixels. Now there's a reason I went with those specific dimensions. One of the reasons is because we're putting this in a custom page, and the width limit of a custom page is 944 pixels. So we want to make sure the width of our image stays within those limits. Now the height right there, the reason I went with 960 pixels high is because with Zenfolio, the largest display image that actually shows on your website, the largest height is 960 pixels. So that's why I went with these dimensions right here. Okay, so I've got this image right here created. I've got some kind of grid on it, and what I want to do is I want to get the product list on here first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that spreadsheet, and I'm just going to highlight these products right here that I want to copy down to just the prints, and I'm just going to hit Command C, copy those over, jump back into Photoshop, add a text layer really quick right here. Just going to pull that down, paste this in, and there are all those prints right there. So all the prints are right in there. So now what I want to do is I can just center this up. If I want to center it, However you want to make it look, you just can center the text up like this, and then we're just going to move this around and get it looking like what we want. So there's the prints right there. That's the products that we offer. And what I'm creating is kind of a teaser. So this is going to show the products that we offer. And as you can see, I've got a button down here that says click here for pricing. So what we're after is people to be able to preview the products. And then if they want to see the pricing, they're going to click here, which is going to take them to a gallery that's going to have another image with the actual products, prints, and their pricing. So this is how I made these images in Photoshop. I just copied the information from the CSV file, pasted it on there in that image, and then I would export this image as a PNG. Now I've actually already got these images created, so let me get to my account really quick here. So I've actually already got these images created and uploaded into my account so I can show you guys how it works. So in my website assets right here, if I go here, you're going to see the preview image right here. So this is that preview image that I created. I added in the paper type because I wanted to make sure that that information was in there. But this is that preview image that I created with no pricing. So I've got that in my web assets folder here, or group here. And then the next one that actually shows the pricing, I have that in a gallery. So let me show you that really quick. So if I go here, what I did was I created a gallery. I called it print and prices right there. And then if I click on this image has the print size, the paper type, and then the price of that print right here. Now, the reason this is in a gallery is because I don't want people to see this pricing until they give me their email address. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to make sure that for this gallery that we have visitor sign-in turned on. So if I go to the gallery right here, you can scroll down and visitor sign-in is turned on. And I've actually customized this field a little bit. So what I said was on the visitor messaging, it says, please register to preview my print and product pricing. You could change this to say whatever you wanted. If you wanted to say print sizes and pricing, you could change that. And then on the sign-in fields, we've got the name required, the email address required, and then the phone number as optional. So I'm going to click Save right there. Okay, so just to recap what we have so far is we have a gallery called Print and Pricing. Inside of that, we've got an image with our print and products that we offer along with the pricing. And then we've got visitor sign-in turned on. So nobody can see that image until they give us their email address and their name and possibly their phone number, we're hoping. Let's go ahead and create this custom page. So first what we want to do is we want to get the link to this gallery right here, because ultimately that's where we want anybody that's visiting this page to end up and give us their name and email address. So we're going to come down to sharing and client access right here and just copy this link. So I've got that link copied. That's the direct link to that gallery. Now let's go create this custom page. So we're going to go up to Website, Custom Pages. And I've already got one right here created, but we're just going to start with a new one so I can show you guys the steps all the way through. So I'm just going to go up here and say New, and I'll say Print Info. All right, so we got that titled. So you can put whatever text you want on this custom page. It's a custom page. You're free to put whatever information that you want. What I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to add this image. So I'm going to click right here in the middle, hit Photo, and then we are going to go select Content. And if it's not in the correct gallery, just click Change Gallery, because what we want is we want that preview image that I created right here. So this is that preview image that I created, and then it says click here for pricing. That's the image that we want. We're going to select that. And then for the title and caption, none of that really matters. What we're after is this set options section right here. We're going to change the click action from being none. We're going to change that to go to URL. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to paste in that URL that we copied earlier to the actual gallery where the image shows the print pricing on it. And then for set layout, you can change this from auto fit to width to custom or extra large. You can see right here it's going to be those image dimensions where I created it. I want to do a fixed alignment of having this in the center, and then I'm just going to hit insert. So now what I've created here is this custom page. You can see the image right here. I'm going to hit save and preview, and let me show you guys how this works. So here is that right there. So people see this, they go here and they click on this, and when I click on this, it's going to take me directly to the gallery because I'm logged in as the photographer, and I'm going to see that print pricing and stuff like that. If a visitor clicks on this, they're going to be taken and they're going to see the visitor sign in. All right, so we've got one more step. What we need to do is we need to actually add this custom page here onto our website's navigation for visitors to actually check it out and go into it. But before I do that, what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to copy this link right here for you guys and toss it out in the chat so you guys can check it out for yourselves if you want. And then I'm going to close this out, and we are going to go add this page onto our website's navigation. So I'm just going to close it out really quick. Hover over my Zenfolio, click on Customize. That's going to load Customize View up for us, and this is where we can edit our website's navigation and add this print pricing page to our website's navigation. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see everything right here. You can see I've already got this prints and products right here. That was from last week. Hopefully you guys saw last week's live stream. This one's a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is just remove this and start fresh. So this is going to reload. And then what we're going to do is add a new site menu item. So we want to go up to Edit Site Menu right here. Click Add New. And then that's going to say print sizes, or you can say print pricing, whatever you want to put in here. You can put whatever text you want to put in there for that menu item. And then what we're going to do is choose this built-in or custom page option right here. And then we're going to select a page. And you guys can't see it because I have this crazy long list of pages, but I'm selecting that custom page that I made right here and clicking update. And this is going to refresh, and now you should see that new item right here, print pricing. And then let's say maybe I want to move this up a little bit right here. I can grab it and move it up. Reload the preview. There it is. The print pricing is now moved up here. Let's go ahead and publish this so that these changes go live. And then let me walk you through this as an actual visitor. So let me get a new window opened up really quick that I'm not logged into. Alright, so let me get this window over here. Alright, so here's this new window right here that I'm not logged into. You guys can see it. If I was logged in, there'd be a little bar up here that said my name. And so now if I'm a visitor to the website and I click on print pricing, it's going to take me to that custom page where I can say, okay, here's the size and the products. Scrolling down, click here for pricing. Okay, so I'm going to click there, and that's going to take me to that visitor sign-in page where then I would have to enter my name, email, and then if I wanted to put my phone number, I can. Obviously, it's optional, but I'll put that in there and hit continue. And only after doing that can the visitor actually come and see this print pricing right here. So they click on that, and now they can see the size of the print, the color type, and the price. And I do want to point out, guys, that this markup right here is just the default markup that comes when you build a new price list. This does not reflect the actual prices that I would recommend charging. You definitely need to do some research and see what the market is for your area. This was just the default markup. I didn't take the time to actually change it around. But anyway, guys, that's how you can set up a custom page to let people preview the print sizes that you offer and then let them see the pricing of the prints after they give you your email address. It's really useful because it's going to help you build up an email list that you can then turn around and market to later on down the road if you want to do that. All right, let me close this out. Let me get back to my dashboard really quick. And let me say hi to some people here in chat. All right, so let's see. Nancy Swigger says hello. Hey, Nancy, glad to have you here hanging out with us. Humberto, I hope I said that right. I always try to roll my R's when I say a name that I think is a Spanish name. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly or not, please don't laugh at me, or feel free to laugh at me. Either one. I hope I'm saying your name correctly there. So, Humberto, hello. It's always good to have Graham Service hanging out with us. Adrian says, hi, Adrian from England. Glad to have you here hanging out with us from England, Adrian. So if you guys have any questions about your Zenfolio account, anything that you want me to go over, any features that you want to learn about, definitely get those questions in the chat so I can make sure to get those answered live. For those of you guys who are viewing the recorded version of this, in the link or the description of the video below is a link that you'll be able to hit up where it says questions for next week. And that's where you can submit email questions for me to answer the following week. And speaking of email questions, let me go ahead and answer some of those now. All right, so I'm going to grab an email question. This first question here says, is there any way a feature could be added so that if I am out on location and an order comes through, I can approve it from the email on my phone? Actually, there is a feature that will allow you to do this. The Zenfolio app actually will allow you to approve orders on your phone. And I've got that loaded up really quick, so let me just go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me get my phone pulled up here, get logged into the app. All right. Let me switch here. All right, so this is the Zenfolio app right here, over here that I'm moving around. You guys can find it in the App Store for iOS. I think right now the order approval option only works in iOS. It's coming soon for Android, I believe. Right now it's only for iOS. But you guys should definitely download the My Zenfolio app for your iOS devices. What it's going to let you do is you can view galleries. You can, like I said, you can approve orders on the go with this app. So let me show you really quick. Let's say a client puts in an order. Oh, I turned my phone sideways. Let's say a client puts in an order and you're out on a shoot or you're out on location, you're traveling, whatever you're doing, and you get that email and you know that this client's kind of waiting on this order and you don't want it to sit there waiting for approval until you get back. You can actually approve it right from your phone using the app. So what we're going to do is click that menu in the top right corner up there. And you can see that little shopping cart icon right here where it says pending orders. We're going to click on that. And that's going to let us review any orders that are waiting for our approval and approve them. So let me just take a look. Some of these orders here, let's see. That one here that's an old one. Let me click on this bottom one here. So yes, I'm going to click on the bottom one here. You can actually take a look at the order. You can see what was ordered. You can see your profit and all that stuff. And then at the very bottom, you have the option to approve the order. If you click approve right here, or you can cancel the order if you want to do that. You can click on products to see the products that were ordered. You can click on shipping and see the shipping information. And then, like I said, you can click approve order. That'll approve that order, send it on to the lab that's going to fulfill it, and then get it sent out to your client. And you don't have to worry about trying to track down a laptop where you can log in really quick and approve them. You can do it right from your phone using the Zenfolio mobile app. All right, let me get back out of this really quick. And like I said, you can cancel orders too from there. All right, let me get back out of this really quick and grab another email question here. All right, so the next question I have says, how do I create add-on products that can only be purchased once a package has been selected? So there's not really a completely built-in way to do that through Zenfolio yet. But there's a couple of options that will get you pretty close to being able to do that. You can either create a package with the add-on products in it and only have those products in the package, or you can set a, if you have an advanced account, you can set an order minimum on your price list. I pronounced Nancy's name wrong too. Sorry. Okay, so back to the package question. First, let's go through the option of creating packages with those add-on products in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to selling right here. We're going to go to selling, and then we are going to go to price list, and we're just going to take a look at this price list really quick so we can see what this has on it. So let's say that for this price list here, we want to offer, so right now all it has is some prints. It's got this one package in here that's got some 8x10s and 5x7s. And then it's got the home decor modern metals in here as well. But let's say on this price list too, we want to offer maybe some photo buttons, but we don't want them to be allowed to be purchased by themselves. So the one thing you could do is you could put a package together that contained the photo buttons and not put them in here. So if I go to selling and then I click on packages, we're just going to add a package really quick. And we will say package B with photo buttons. Alright, so we got that package named, and then I'm going to go ahead and let this be a multi-image package. For those of you guys who are not familiar with Zenfolio packages, there's actually two different types that you can create. There is a single image package, which is this right here, and what that means is that your clients will only be able to apply one image to all of the products in the package. The next option is a multi-image package right here. This will let clients choose unique images for each product, as many as they want, unless you put a limit on it right here. So I'm going to say limit it to 5. Alright, so let's create the package really quick. We're going to go add products. I'm going to choose all from MPix, and I'm just going to say this package has 6x9s and 8x12s in it. Alright, so we're going to say add products. And we'll say that it's going to have 4 6x9s and 2 8x12s. Now, we also wanted to sell the photo buttons on here, but only if they purchase the package. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the photo buttons to this package here. So we can go add products right here. We can go to photo gifts, and let's see what's in other gifts here. Photo button right here. We'll just add that really quick and leave it in the package. And then we're just going to come down to the bottom of the package here and set the selling price. So let's say $30 and hit next. Alright, we're just going to leave the category for packages at packages. And then we're just going to hit next right here. Then we're going to go up and click done. Go to selling. And go to the price list, and then we'll add that package into this price list. So I'm going to click there, and we are going to add that package in. And then the only way that people will be able to purchase photo buttons through this price list is if they purchase the package. So that's one way of doing this. I'm just going to add this package really quick. Go to add products, packages, and then package B with photo button right there. And hit add selected products, and that goes in here. So that's one way of doing that. And then we would save it and apply the price list to a gallery. The other way that you could do this is you could add the photo buttons in here. So let's remove this really quick, and we can add the photo buttons in here as a single product that can be purchased by themselves. So let's do that. MPix photo gifts right here behind my head. And then let's go down to other gifts and choose that photo button. Let me get all this stuff out of the way so you guys can see this. And then we're going to hit add selected product. So now that photo button is on here by itself, but we don't want people to purchase it unless they've purchased a package. Again, there's not really a complete built-in way to do this, but what we can do is if we have an advanced account, we can set a order minimum on this. And so we know that our cheapest package right here is $15. So if I go to price list settings and scroll down, there's this order minimum section right here. And this is where I can apply that order minimum. So I can go right here and I can say set an order minimum of $15. So now nothing can be purchased unless they reach that order minimum of $15, which is the cheapest, or the price of our cheapest package. So while it's not a surefire way to make sure that they can't purchase the buttons by themselves without purchasing a package, they won't be able to purchase those buttons by themselves for just $5. They're going to have to buy at least $15 worth of products or purchase that $15 package before they'll be able to buy those buttons as well. All right, let me head back to my dashboard here really quick, and I know you guys have got some questions in chat. All right, so Adrian says, is there any way to save all of the settings in my current design so that I can resort back to it after changing themes? So Adrian, I'm trying to see if I understand correctly. I might need you to clarify a little bit. If you're working on customize view in your website, which is if I hover over my Zenfolio right here and I go to customize website, if I go to customize website right here, this is customize view. And if I were to make some changes in here, like maybe change the theme and things like that, it actually doesn't go live until I click publish. So my live website stays unaffected. I can leave out of this, and all of the changes that I made on this working version of my site will be saved until I click publish. If I make some changes, let's say maybe I throw this theme on here really quick. Let's just throw some. Let's find a theme really quick. This one right here with this really hideous green writing. Let's throw that theme on there really quick. And let's see. Let's find a better theme that looks a little bit different. Maybe. Let's see. Let's try this one right here. If we throw this theme on here, say for the time being, maybe we like it and we decide to publish it. And then later on down the road, maybe we're thinking, I really don't like that. I wish I hadn't done that. I don't really know how to get my site back to the way it was. You can use the restore button to go back to your previously published version. However, there is a window limit on this, and I'm not exactly sure what the specifics are on that. But you can go up here. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. You can go up here, and there's a restore button. You guys can't see it for some reason. Here, maybe now you can see it. There's this restore button right here that you can click, and you can say, okay, let's restore this to the state as of 31st, so the last time it was published, and restore it. And that's going to restore my website to the way it was before I published it with that ugly blue writing there, and then I would just need to go in and republish it there. Anyway, Adrian, I hope that gets close to what you were asking. If I missed it, definitely please let me know and clarify a little bit more in the chat. I'd be more than happy to go back and revisit that question. All right, let me hop back to my dashboard really quick. Nancy says I pronounced her name wrong too. I'm sorry, Nancy. I'm not going to try to pronounce it right because I already did it once wrong, so I'm sorry. John says, what is the best way to deal with cropped images in a gallery relative to print sizes in a price list? So, John, what I would recommend is there's a video tutorial that I put out a couple of weeks back, and it is all about building a price list based on the native aspect ratio of your camera. Personally, for me, I think that's the best practice that you could possibly do because it is going to save you a lot of time, because basically what you're doing is you're building your price list based on your camera's aspect ratio. So any image that comes out of your camera will fit onto all the print products that you offer. So if you remember when I went to selling right here and I clicked on price list, that price list was called a 3-2 price list. That's because all of the products and prints that I have in there are based on the 3:2 aspect ratio, which is also the aspect ratio that the images in my camera come out of, straight out of camera. So that's what I would look into doing, John, is building your price list and offering products that match your camera's native aspect ratio. It's going to save you some time and headache. If that's not what you were asking, John, definitely please feel free to clarify that in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to go back over that subject and see if I can get you a better answer. And also, if I could get Kayla to throw out that video tutorial, there's actually a calculator in that video tutorial that you can download, John, and it will let you put your image dimensions in there, and it will tell you what your aspect ratio is, and it'll also show you print options that Zenfolio has in that aspect ratio if it's one that we support. If it's not an aspect ratio that we offer prints and products in, it's going to suggest a crop to get it to be as close as possible to one that we do support and offer print options for. All right, let me jump back to my dashboard really quick here. And Home Phone says, I pronounce his name wrong as well. So I'm not really sure how else to pronounce home phone. There's not an R in there to try to roll, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Roxanne says, how do I see favorites from a client's selection? It's a great question, Roxanne. So clients, whenever they go in and they choose favorites, those are actually automatically shared with you. There's two ways that they get to you. One is if a client shares it with you, or the other one is if a client doesn't share it with you, you can still see the favorites that they've selected. And here's how you see those, Roxanne, right here. If you go to Photos, you can click on Favorites right here. And right here are shared favorites. So these are going to be favorites that your client has actually gone through the process of sharing with you. And you can take a look at them. You just click on the list like this, and it'll pull these up right here. And you can see all of that information right there. Or if you go back to favorites, maybe your client says, hey, I went in and I hearted some photos, and you're like, yeah, I'm not seeing them under shared favorites. It's probably that they haven't actually shared them with you. And those are going to be located in the other favorites section right here, Roxanne. So you click that other favorite selection, and then here are going to be the favorites that clients have favorited, but they haven't actually gone through the process of sharing those with you yet. And if you have a really gigantic favorite list, you can click on these headers right here and sort it. So if you're looking for a particular client, maybe, this client says that they've selected favorites. You've got this giant list and you can't find them. You can always click the from. It'll sort it in alphabetical order for you, and then you can just go and search it that way. Let me get back to my dashboard really quick. All right, Adrian says that when I add an image in a blog, what's the best way to line up one landscape image with two portrait images below? The maximum size allowed, the two portrait images never reach the same width as the landscape images. All right, Adrian. So this is a little difficult to explain, but I'll do my best to explain it. There's two things that you need to think of when you're doing a blog post. The width of the blog post currently is almost exactly like custom pages. So it's going to be a 944 pixel width. So that's one of the things that you need to keep in mind, Adrian, is that 944 pixel width of the blog post. And then the other thing that you'll need to keep in mind is the size of display images that are allowed to be used on Zenfolio. So if I go to Photos right here, and I click on, I'm just going to click on any gallery really quick. Let me find one that's got some photos. If I go right here, and I go to Gallery Access, right here are going to be photo protection. These are going to be the sizes that your display images are going to be. Meaning that if you have a photo that is, 900 pixels tall, its width limit is going to be 1550. So I'm really going to have to, in order to really do justice of this, actually working through you with this, I would probably have to look at the images and the blog post. There is a video, if I can get Kayla to throw the video out for Adrian, there's a video all about doing a blog post, and it actually goes through that math of putting those images together and making sure that they all line up and fit. It goes through that math all for you and shows you how to calculate it and all of that stuff. So if I could get Kayla to throw that out, that's a video you should definitely check out, Adrian. It's going to help you out formatting those blog images. The other thing that you could do too is if you wanted is you could format them all in Photoshop yourself. So if you wanted to make a single image that had a landscape image above and then two portrait images below, you could do that. Make them all a single image, but again, keep in mind that 944 pixel width, and then also the display image sizes right here as well, that 1550 by 960. You'll need to keep those numbers in mind whenever you're creating that image for your blog post. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here really quick. Okay, let's see here. So John says the aspect ratio is okay, but I often crop to a smaller size. So John, if you're cropping to a smaller size for uploading, I'm guessing that might be why you're doing that. or if you're just cropping to a smaller size because you want to offer prints in a specific aspect ratio that's different from what's in your camera, then what you would want to handle, or what you would want to do, is you would want to just make sure that you're cropping at the same aspect ratio. Or if you're cropping at a smaller size just to handle uploading the photos, and then you want to maybe replace them, you can actually do that in order approval. And then that might be what you're looking for, is uploading smaller photos, and then when a client orders them, you'll need to replace them with the larger versions. And if that's what you're looking for, you can do that in order approval. The first thing that you have to do is make sure that order approval is turned on. And so in order to do that, you can go to selling right here, go to price list, and then whenever you create a new price list, by default, order approval is going to be turned on. Sometimes people go in and turn it off before they really understand what it does. So it's a good idea to check your price list first and make sure that order approval is still turned on. So if you go to price list settings right here, that's order approval right there. You just want to make sure that's checked, and that's what's going to let you change those photos out. So like I said, John, if you're uploading smaller photos and they're not matching the resolution needed to fulfill a specific print, or maybe they're just not matching the aspect ratio, or they have an odd crop or something like that, if you have order approval turned on, then after your clients place the order, you'll actually have the option to go in and change those photos out. So I can click right here to see the order. And then let's just click on one of these orders really quick. Scroll down here, and let's say that for whatever reason I need to change this photo out. Maybe it's a smaller version, maybe the cropping is funny and it doesn't match the aspect ratio. Let me get back to an order that I can actually change. So let me go back here to an order that I can actually change here. Let's click on that one and see if I can do it with this one here. Yep. All right, so like in this case, for instance, the minimum resolution for this product's not being met. Again, it could be a resolution issue, or it could be that the aspect ratio is off and you want to adjust the photo, recrop it, and then re-upload it for this order. If you have order approval turned on, you actually have the option of doing that. You just click on change photo right here, and it's going to pop up this screen. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to have uploaded the photo that you wanted to change it out with. What I do is I create a new gallery. I call it replacement photos. It's easier to locate that way, because then I can go to select gallery and I can find that replacement gallery. Let's just say this is the replacement gallery, and hit that, and then the photos would be in here that I want to replace it with. I can come right here and let's see, replace it with whatever photo I need to replace it with, and click replace. So I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for, John, or not. If not, we can definitely see if we can figure out and get it on track. If it turns into something where I might need to work with you more on a one-on-one level, we can definitely do that, and I'll give you an email address here in a second where you can reach out to me, and perhaps we can hash this back and forth over email and get a better solution figured out for you. All right, Roxanne says, thank you, Robert. That was it. It was under other. How can I share that list of client favorites with an outsourced editor? Absolutely, Roxanne. So what you want to do is you want to, you have a couple of options here. You can go to, let's go ahead and get back to the favorites really quick. So we're going to go there. We're going to go to favorites, and we'll go back under other favorites here. And let's say that this is the selection here. There's not very many in that. Let me find one that's got a few in that really quick. So let's say this is a selection that your client made, and you need to share this with an outside editor, like you're saying. You have two options. You can create a gallery from this collection if there's less than 100 photos. So if there's 99 photos or less, you can create a gallery. The benefits to creating a gallery is that you can then assign a price list. You can change download settings and all of that stuff independently on these photos in that new gallery, and it won't be pulling information from the gallery that these photos originate from. If there's more than 100 photos, what you'll have to do is you'll have to create a collection. And when you create a collection, you're actually just compiling these photos. You're actually just compiling these photos together, but they're actually still in their originating gallery. So any price list that's applied to them in their original gallery, or download settings or things like that is going to be applied to the collection as well. So that's where if you have less than 100 photos, you can do the gallery and it's going to give you more options. But if you have more than 100 photos, you'll have to go with the collection. So let's just go ahead and create the collection really quick. So I'm going to say create collection, and let's call this for editor. All right. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to choose where we want this collection to be. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the all photographs group and hit create. So now we've created this collection, Roxanne. Then now all we have to do to get it to our editor is go to that collection in the organizer, which is right here. Come up here, hit invite, put the editor's email address in here, and it will send them to that collection that has just the those photos that your client favorited in that collection. Now, if you need to get like a list for Lightroom or something like that, you can do that as well. You can do that from favorites. If you go to favorites and you have the advanced account, you can actually export that information. Let me show you really quick as a CSV file. So let's go, which collection was that? I don't remember now. I think it was it this one? Yeah. So that's there. You can actually go to export right here. And if you have the advanced account and Lightroom, you can actually download a CSV file that will have all of the image information and the photo, the file names and all that stuff. Anyway, Roxanne, I hope that answers your question. If you have any more questions about favorites, these are great questions. Glad you're asking them. Definitely, please feel free to keep asking them in the chat. I love it when you guys ask questions. This is why we do this, because we want you guys to be as successful as possible with your Zenfolio account. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick here, and let's see. All right, so it looks like Kayla was able to get that link out there for Adrian on the blog post. John says, I'm shooting sports where I often cannot get close enough and the cropped image does not have enough pixels for all of the prints in the price list. Yeah, in that case, John, if you're cropping it and it's not big enough for the prints that you offer in the price list, you can, it depends on how hands-on you want to be with this. You can assign specific photos their own price list. So let's say, for instance, maybe you have a handful of photos that you crop in and you know that they won't print to a 16 by 20 or beyond. You can actually go into selling, go to price list, and you can duplicate a price list right here. So let's duplicate this price list. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name to up to, let's say we're going to say 16 by 20 is the largest. So you know that these cropped images, maybe they'll print up to a 16 by 20, but that's the largest that they'll go and they won't go any larger. So what I did was I duplicated the price list. And the first thing I'm going to do is come here. And I'm going to remove everything that's larger than that 16 by 20. So there, I'm removing that. And the packages is good. For the home decor right here, let's see what we've got here. We got a 16 by 24. We'll remove that and we'll remove that. The photo GIF should be fine. And we're going to save that. So I'm going to come down here and click save. So now, John, if you see what I've done, I have a 3-2 price list right here that offers all of the prints and products that I want. But we know that we're going to end up with some photos that won't print beyond a 16 by 22 in size. So what we did was we created a duplicate of that price list that is the 16 by 20 is the largest print size. After that, it doesn't go beyond that in print size. Now what we can do is we can go to the photos. And let's just pick this gallery here, for example. Let's say this gallery right here has the 3-2 price list, but we know that these first 4 photos were cropped in and they're not going to make anything larger than a 16 by 20. We can actually select these photos and apply a different price list to them than what the gallery has. So we would apply that price list that has those larger products removed. And then we would just click save. So that's going to keep people from being able to order the larger products, and it's going to kind of make it a little bit of seamless for them. They'll just be going along, and if they look at these prints here, these photos here, they're not going to get those larger print options. That's one thing that you could do there. But definitely, John, if you want to talk about this a little bit more, I can look into your account and we can try to figure out something that will work. You can definitely reach out to me and I will email you back and we will figure something out. You can just shoot an email to zenfolio.com/contact. Put attention Robert in the subject line and I will make sure to get back to you and we can look this over and discuss this and email back and forth and figure something out. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick. All right, Adrian says, how does a client see a slideshow of their gallery? Oh, where'd the browser go? There we go. Sorry about that. I turned the wrong thing off. Let me turn this off. There we go. Okay, so how does a client see a slideshow of their gallery? So there's a couple of options that you have, Adrian. You can actually turn a slideshow button on in the gallery. So that's going to be the simplest. If I go to photos right here, and then let's just go to a client gallery really quick. Let me switch over here and make this a little bit bigger. And let me pull this down here so you guys can see this a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so let's go into this client gallery here. Let's just use the Smith engagement photos here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hover over preview and click customize. Anytime you want to access a specific gallery or group inside customize view, that's how you do it. You click on it in your organizer, hover over preview and click that customize button. Now I've got the slideshow button right here already showing. We're on the thumbnails page. So when my client views this gallery, all they have to do is click that slideshow button right there and it will show. So you can make sure that that slideshows button is showing if you go to options and then uncheck the use default. Go to page elements right here, and then it's in the third category down. Just make sure that that slideshow button is set to show right there. And then that will allow your clients to click on slideshow and see a slideshow of their images. Just like this right here. And then we can go back to gallery. Now you can customize the slideshow. If you, let me go give this in customize view really quick. You can customize the slideshow. You can add a soundtrack and things like that to it. If you want to do that, Adrian, what you want to do is in the top left corner, when you're in customize view, click right here and choose gallery slideshow. That's going to open up the slideshow page in customize view. And here you can add a soundtrack if you want. And there are some free there's some free music in here that you can use from Triple Scoop Music. There's like 50 free songs right here that you can use. And you can add a soundtrack to it if you want to do that. You can go to options, and there's a couple of options that you have here. So if you go to slideshow, you can change the duration of the slideshow. And that's going to, obviously it's going to be how long each photo is displayed for. You can change that duration. You can change the transition. So if you want to use a random fade to black, fade to white, crossfade, slide, you can choose those different transitions. You can choose the background color. You can loop the slideshow, play it in a random order. If you want to scale the images, meaning if they're viewing it in a larger monitor, it will scale those images up. You can let that be done if you want. I usually turn that off. And then obviously we want the back button to stay there so they can get back into their gallery to buy photos. So I leave that back button there shown. But there are some options, like I said, there in that gallery there, slideshow that you can customize the slideshow with. All right, let me hop back to my dashboard really quick, guys. Let me jump back to the dashboard. Also, too, Adrian, another thing is there is what's called an embeddable slideshow that you can do. This is not really for your clients. I mean, it could be, but embeddable slideshows will let you put slideshows on things like a custom page, or maybe if you have an external website that you're using and you want to put a gallery slideshow from your Zenfolio account onto that external website, you can do what's called an embeddable slideshow. If you click on a gallery right here, go over to your toolbox, scroll all the way down here, go to sharing and client access. There's a little link right here at the bottom that says create embeddable slideshow. You can click that, and that's going to take you to the page where you can create that embeddable slideshow. You get to go through here and you get to pick all these different options, change the size, things like that, playback options, controls, and then at the very end it actually will generate the code that you need to use for your slideshow right here. So there's one for Facebook if you want to share it out on Facebook, and there's one if you're just going to put this in a website. So if you want to put, like I said, a slideshow from your Zenfolio account onto an external website, you can do that as well. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick, and let's see. Okay. Let me catch up here, you guys, on chat here. So Roxanne says, that sounds great. I like the Lightroom option. The Lightroom option is actually really nice in that favorite set, Roxanne. So as long as you have, I think you have to have the advanced account to get that. If you don't have the advanced account and you have the Pro, and that Lightroom plugin is really important to you, you should definitely look into upgrading to the advanced account. Guys, with the advanced account, you're going to get phone support. You're going to get live chat support. You're also going to get multi-user accounts where you can actually add other user logins to your account if you want to work with other photographers, or maybe you have a second shooter that you work with all the time. You can actually give them their own login to your Zenfolio account. What else are you going to get with the advanced feature? Did I say events already? You're going to get events and the phone support, and then also you'll get advanced ordering options and editing options as well. So you'll be able to have a lot more control over your orders. You can cancel orders yourself. You can change orders. You can add coupons to orders and things like that. So you should definitely check out the advanced account. All right, let's see. John says, I thought about duplicating the price list. If I edit the master, will the changes flow to the duplicate, or do I have to edit all of them? So once you duplicate a price list, John, it becomes its own standalone price list. And if you edit the master, you will have to go down and edit that duplicate price list as well. All right, Adrian says, awesome, thanks. I like to customize. That's great. Can you select only some images in the gallery for a slideshow? So if you want to do that, what you're going to have to do then, Adrian, is probably do a collection would be the easiest way to do it. So let's go to photos right here. And let me show you really quick. If you wanted to only use some of the photos for a slideshow, then what you would want to do is probably use a collection. So I'm going to go to clients right here really quick and go to the Smith gallery. And right here are all these photos. But let's say that I only want to do a slideshow with the landscape orientated photos because they fill the screen and it makes a much nicer slideshow. What I want to do then is just create a collection. So I can go here and say new collection, and let's just say Smith slideshow. Hit enter. And then we're going to need to move some photos of those photos into that collection. So we're going to go back to the Smith gallery and we're going to multi-select some photos. So to multi-select, if you're on a Mac, you're going to use Command. If you're on a PC, it's going to be Control. I'm going to hold Command on my keyboard and just select some of these landscape orientated photos right here really quick. So let's say that we only want to do a slideshow with these photos right here. We've got those selected. We're going to go Photo Actions, and then we are going to go Add to Collection right here. Go into Clients, Smith Slideshow right there, and add those. And then now we can take a look at that collection. And what we can do is we can go right here, hover over Preview, go to Customize, and let's take a look at the slideshow really quick. Make sure it's set up the way that we want, and then I'll show you a trick that you can do with this. So the slideshow is set up right here. The slideshow button is set to show. So what we're going to do is we're going to publish this really quick. So now we've got that published. What I'm going to do is hit the slideshow button, and what happens is you guys are not going to be able to see it. Let me see if I can drag it down to where you can see it. No, I can't drag it down. You guys are not going to be able to see it, but the URL of the gallery actually changes. So right now we're seeing a slideshow only with the images that are in that collection, and the URL changed. So what we can do is we can actually copy the URL of that slideshow, and then let's go back, and we're going to go back to our Zenfolio account really quick, go back onto the back end, go to the Smith gallery, and we're going to put this in the gallery caption. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here, I'm going to go to gallery details, and in the gallery caption right here, I'm just going to say click here for a slideshow. All right, so I'm going to write that in the caption. I'm going to highlight that text, hit the link tool right here, and actually paste the link to that collection slideshow right there. Now I am going to set it up to open up in a new window. So I'm going to set that up to open it up in a new window and hit OK. All right, so now that we've done that, I'm going to hit save. And then there's one more thing I want to do really quick. I want to hover over preview, click customize. And let's remove the slideshow option from the gallery because we want them to go to that slideshow, that collection slideshow. So we're going to go options, page elements. We're going to hide that slideshow button because the whole point is we're trying to control the images that are actually shown in the slideshow. So now that slideshow button's gone away, there you can see right here where it says click here for a slideshow. Now let's publish this and I'll show you how it's going to work. All right, let me make this browser only so you guys can see a little bit better. So here's the gallery here. We could have had this to be a little bit thinner and a little bit bigger if we wanted by editing the text. But the client views the gallery right here. If they click here for a slideshow, it's going to open up to that collection slideshow where we controlled what images were being shown and it wasn't all of the images in the gallery. So here's that right there. And we could even hide that back button in the collection if we wanted to so that they would exit this out and go back to the gallery this way. Let me get back to my dashboard really quick. All right, guys, we are at like the 5-minute mark, so I am just about out of time. Thank you guys for all the questions. Hopefully I answered them all for you guys and you guys really benefited from it. I'm going to try to get an email question in really quick before we run out of time. But don't forget, guys, we do this every week. So every week, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, we do the live stream. And, you know, make sure to tell your friends, if you have photographers who are using a Zenfolio account, if you guys are getting new people to sign up using your referral code, make sure to send them to the live stream so they can ask questions and get help with their Zenfolio account and things like that. Let me grab this email question really quick, and that'll probably be the last I'm able to take. All right, so let's see. The next question I have down here says, can you create packages from self-fulfilled products? Yes, you can. That's going to be a little bit too long. Can Zenfolio be used to sell more than just photos? Can I sell custom backdrops I have created for props or gear that I no longer need? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to take that question. I'm not going to be able to go through the entire process of answering that question, but the good thing is that we have a video tutorial on that, all about selling self-fulfilled products. So if you create custom props, if you've got backdrops and things like that, maybe you've got some used camera gear that you want to sell, you can sell that on Zenfolio through a feature that is called self-fulfilled products. You can sell anything that's legal to sell using this feature. If I can get Kayla to throw out the video tutorial on that for you guys in the chat really quick, that way you guys have that, and I will be sure to add that onto the description. But you can sell, like I said, you can sell custom backdrops, you can sell props, you can sell your used photography gear and things like that. You can also sell prints and products through self-fulfilled products as well. So if you have maybe a local printer that you like to work through, that you've already established a relationship with, and you want to use them to fulfill your printing versus some of the integrated labs, self-fulfilled products will let you do that as well. So let me see here. Let me see if I can get that video in there, if I can get Kayla to get it. Let's see. There it is right there. I know there's a lag going on, so let me pop this out right there. And that's going to be all the time I have for today, guys. Adrian says, love it, love it, love it. You're a superstar, Robert, and you pronounced my name right. Hey, at least I got something right today, Adrian. I appreciate that. And he said it's 7 p.m. in England. Getting late. Well, depends on what kind of person you are. But anyway, Adrian, John, Roxanne, and Graham, all of you guys, thanks for coming and hang out with us. Hopefully this was helpful. And like I said, don't forget we do this every week. So hopefully I'll get to see you guys all next week. Until then, you all have a safe weekend. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'll see you all next week.